This coming week is Parsha Balotcha. The beginning of the Parsha is when Hashem commands Moshe to tell Aaron that when he lights the menorah, he should light them, and light them long enough that the flames continue staying lit even after he removes his hand. Then you have a description of the menorah. There's a question that's asked about this episode, which is, everything about the menorah was already discussed previously. It was discussed way back when. And of course we know that the order of the Torah's writings are not necessarily chronological, but it still raises a question. Why here? Now, the answer that Rashi gives is that in this case, it's not a repetition of what happened previously, which is what the casual reader would think, but actually is something that happened in time frame. So we have to ask what was happening before. In the previous parsha, we have a discussion of the sacrifices that were offered by the 12 leaders of the tribes in order to inaugurate the Mishkan, the tabernacle in the desert. Aaron wasn't one of the leaders of the tribe. He was a Kohen. So he saw these offerings, and it says he felt somehow disengaged from it. He was wondering why he had no part in this. To which Moshe comforted him and said, "But look, what you have to do is greater than what they do. You have to light the menorah." This is very difficult. So here are the three difficulties that we'll talk about very briefly. What's Aaron's problem? Even we don't do this kind of kind of thing. We don't do it. How is it conceivable that a person on Aaron's level will look at what somebody else is commanded to do and be jealous? And another question we would have is, why will lighting the menorah make him feel better? So let's look at the question with greater depth, and certainly this isn't as superficial as it sounds at all. Each one of the leaders of the tribe had to offer an identical offering as every other one. So in fact, in last week's Parsha, which is the longest Parsha in Torah, by the way, has a direct repetition of what every single leader did. Which animal, even down to how much each spoon weighed. It's all repeated 12 times. What this is to tell us is that even though they're doing the same thing, there are 12 different people who are doing it with their own consciousness in their own way. This is the key to understanding Klal Yisrael, the Jewish people, that each one of us is unique and individual, but we ultimately have the same aims. So Aaron's real question is, where does the Kohen fit into this? Am I part of the picture or am I not part of the picture? So this wasn't common jealousy, where what you have looks better than what I have. Certainly not that. It was a real serious question. Who am I? Am I part of the picture or not part of the picture? So Moshe's answer, which is you light the menorah, is a meaningful answer. In a certain sense, you're not part of the picture. Your part of the picture is to shed light on everything else. And that, in many ways, is greater. So what that means is, in a certain sense, enabling others to do, to see, to be a source of light, is greater than one who acts, in some ways. But there was a condition. The condition was that you have to keep your hand there lighting each flame until it could stay lit independently. What does that mean? As an enabler, there's always a problem. The problem is the potential for codependence. Everybody wants people to value them. So if you're giving somebody a gift of self, it's hard to draw away sometimes. This is a problem the parents face when their children become adult. They have to let them be themselves. The perfect parent is a parent who could retire from that job. This is a problem the teachers have. The perfect Rebbe is a Rebbe who creates a Talmud who doesn't need him so much. So Aaron was told on one hand that his role is even greater than that of the other leaders because he gives light. But he has to give light so that each flame could stay lit independently of him. So his victory and his moment of greatness is when he's no longer needed. May we all have the wisdom to be able to let go and let other people have lights that are bright enough that they don't need us to stay lit. Have a good week.